Namaste and welcome to our current affairs show with me, Pujita Krishna. I have with me today Jerome Anto. Jerome Ji is a politico-religious observer who comes from a devout Roman Catholic family and is a practicing Christian. His primary interests and activism are centered around exposing the deceptive Christian conversion methods and raising awareness among the masses about the hazards of conversion. A zealous supporter of the Hindu resurgence movement, Jerome G has staunchly debunked false propaganda concerning ghost threats to Christians in India. He fully endorses the ancient philosophies of Sanatan Dharma and is committed to upholding Dharma and preserving the magnificent time-honored culture of Bharat. We're going to talk about what happened in the Karnataka state elections and the role, specifically the role of the church in bringing about BJP's debacle and similar such topics. Welcome, Jerome Ji. Jerome Ji, so happy to have you today, have you join us today and talk about something that happened some time ago, but nevertheless important.
Thank you, Pujita ji. Thank you so much for inviting me on your show. I'm sure we're going to have a very enriching and thought-provoking discussion today.
Yes, I look forward to it. So right off the bat, Jerome Ji, I mean, this has been discussed time and again in different channels on YouTube, on various news channels. But I would like to know from you as a Christian, what you think were the reasons for BJP's dismal performance at the Karnataka state elections, especially since you also live in Bangalore. Am I right? You're from Karnataka.
Yes, I am. I do live in Bangalore. Yes. So it's a strange question to ask somebody, but then a very real question to ask because I'm a political-religious observer to basically analyze how religion indulges into politics and changes the whole political scenario in our nation. Keeping that in mind, there are several reasons why Karnataka, especially the BJP, lost Karnataka. I, being a very honest confession, I am a sympathizer of the BJP because that's the only political party as of now which seems to uphold the Sanatan life and probably the only last bastion for the Sanatanis because that's the only last hope what we have currently. Keeping that in mind, it is important to analyze how the BJP lost its only bastion in the south. It's a very expensive loss for the BJP. The leadership and the analytics and those people who have been speculating about and giving a lot of reasons and what do you call the justifications as why BJP lost in Karnataka and then they will come back. I think they are not grounded.
Okay.
They are completely out of the picture. Losing Karnataka is one of the most expensive losses for the BJP because this is the only state in the south
South, yeah.
which had a substantial amount of control and depth in the south for the BJP. 25 seats, member of parliament in the central parliament, and then being in power, and then losing it is something that the BJP central leadership needs to do soul searching because the BJP needs to understand that by losing Karnataka, they have no footprint in the south.
True.
The other four states which are there, which is Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra, and Telangana, they are less than, I would say, single digit contribution towards Modi's cabinet or Modi's parliament. Hardly one or two seats are there, and Karnataka had 25 seats. And Karnataka is actually the gateway to the south. The BJP seems to have forgotten it, has taken it very lightly, and it's a colossal loss, is what I would say. And to to get back Karnataka, it's going to be very humongous task. What is most surprising also is that none of the leadership have anticipated that they would lose it. I personally ensure that I never make any social media posts, but I've been interacting with a lot of leaders for the last 1 year, and I've been throwing EWS, early warning systems, information to the leadership saying that Karnataka is going to be going to the drains for them. But everybody were very positive, so much so that even on the day of the exit poll, they said we are going to win hands on. We know what the results were. They're not even, the BJP is not
Everything.
even half the mark,
Absolutely.
not even half the mark. This is something that the BJP needs to understand, and it is not that history will repeat itself, saying that okay, the next term BJP is going to come. History will be made next term. Please understand, after 5 years, history will be made, and if the BJP does not wake up, 2024 BJP will have to bite the dust in the south. Take it from me.
So, do you think that this, what has happened in Karnataka, is going to reflect in the, upcoming various state elections? Like, for example, in the south, Telangana is slated to happen later this year in 2023. Do you think this is going to have some impact or bearing on their fortunes in Telangana?
Um, it is going to have a bearing on all the states. As far as South is concerned, they don't have any presence in the South, especially apart from Karnataka.
Yes.
That whatever they had, they lost. In Telangana, do they have presence? Minuscule numbers is what they have in terms of member of parliament. So there is no, I would say, I don't think so. What kind of anticipation they would have in Telangana? Because one is there is no presence. Second, there is no leadership. That was the biggest vacuum in Karnataka also. In Karnataka, they could not portray a leader. They could not showcase a leader. Bommai was a failure. Burma is a good man. I would say he's a good person. But in politics, you don't need just good people. You need smart people. You need dynamic
Efficient.
people,
Right.
right? Burma is, I would say, is a person with no blemish. But I would say, I'm sorry to say that the way he ran the whole state, it appeared to me saying that this will be his only time where he'll be the chief minister. After that, he's not going to become the chief minister anymore. That is how the whole administration went.
A lot
And
of
of
people
course,
spoke of the corruption in the state, the BJP led government in Karnataka. What do you say to that?
um, see, two things happen. One is the acquisition on the BJP about the 40% corruption. The BJP did not have the salt to defend it. They never defended it at all. They just kept quiet. If the BJP was really serious about the 40%, then they should have taken it up very seriously, probably put up a challenge, maybe reached out to the court and thrown it up open, throw up a challenge. They never did anything. They just kept mum. So which means that silence means acceptance. So the BJP till the last day of elections never debunked the 40% corruption charges. Personally, I have had several people who this was doing round for the last 1.5 2 years. As far as corruption is concerned, it's a I would say it's a black mark on Prime Minister Modi as well, because he is known to be a clean person, and he is the one who's been openly preaching saying that na khaunga na kisi ko khane dunga. In
Right.
such a circumstance, in Karnataka, when such a thing happened, there was absolutely nothing that was done, which means that the public somehow felt that it is happening. So I don't think so. The BJP state leadership or the central leadership was serious about it, or they were so confident that they will win, like they've been telling me and many of us on the media also saying that they will win hands on without any support from any political party. So they were so overconfident. And just to add to that, what I also noticed is that as things grew, the BJP seems to, especially the local leaders and the leadership at the center also, is becoming very arrogant and not grounded.
Yes.
On the day of the exit polls, when the exit polls were released, and then the results were showing very devastated information about what the BJP is going to get. Even then, the leadership just debunked, just rubbished the whole exit polls. And we know who are the leaders who spoke about it and what actually happened. We know what the facts are.
They seem to
So
think that bringing in Modi ji is going to save the day. You know, that's seems to be the formula that is being used.
I hope the nation listens to me, a humble ground worker. Vajpayee also was a very good person, a dynamic person, a statesman like image, very popular among everybody. But did he become another prime minister next time? Modi also has an amazing stature. He has done a lot of things, infrastructure, economy, everything. But end of the day, who are the voters? It is not those who tweet. It is not those who make large articles. Those who are the voter class is different from those who put praises to Prime Minister Modi. Modi ji should understand that the voting class is different. You have to appeal to the voting class. Currently, as far as the state is concerned, state leadership and all the state leadership, especially where the BJP is concerned, there is a lack of leadership except the two states. One is Assam and one is UP because of strong, dynamic, fearless chief ministers. And these let I think everybody should understand the BJP came to power only because of the Hindus.
Yeah.
The Abrahamics will not vote.
Never vote.
Never vote. Please understand. You introduced. You had a hijab problem. You removed the hijab issue. You clear. You had a hijab issue. You brought back the triple talaq. You're trying to what do you call that?
Appease.
Not just you. No, no. What the BJP is trying to do is this. It is trying to civilize a certain community or reform a certain community assuming that they will vote for you. But please see, 2%, less than 2% of minorities voted for the BJP in Karnataka, and that is going to repeat very, very strongly. See, the BJP somehow seems to have misunderstood the capacity of the minority. Yeah, the Christians may be 2%, but they are able to mobilize. They have the clout, they have the kind of image, the persona, the aura, and the connect. They can shake up any system. And
I
that,
want, yeah.
yes, please, yeah.
So I wanted to come to that, exactly that. I think that should be the focus of our discussion today is what role did the church have in mobilizing the Christian votes against BJP? If you could speak about the modus operandi that they use to mobilize people against Modi and BJP.
So, as far as Karnataka is concerned, since I am also an avid voter, I ensure that every Sunday prior to the day of the election, for example, if it's a weekday, a Sunday before the elections, I never miss church. I normally go to church every Sunday, but the Sunday before the elections and the Sunday after the elections, I ensure that I go. Let me put it on the table, and I want everybody in the BJP to know what happened. My church has close to 2,000 members, which is an average of 5,000 people. There are 3 services. The previous Sunday of the elections, I was witness to it. My family was witness to it. The priest made an announcement after the service. He asked everybody to sit and made an announcement saying that this is the announcement that was made. Look at the way whole thing is constructed. The planned and executed. What he said, he started the statement saying that Manipur is burning.
Oh,
Okay, because that's when the Manipur incident
issue.
happened, right?
Correct.
Manipur is burning, churches are being burned, Christians are killed. Okay, and then he has the audacity to say that Christians, 40% of them deserve this treatment because they voted a wrong political party in Manipur. I am talking verbatim. 40% of Christians in Manipur made a mistake of voting the wrong political party to power. And we know which is the political party which is in power in Manipur. And then he brings it down to Karnataka and says that please do not make a mistake. I
Mistake.
want everyone to vote. I want every member to vote. And please do not make a mistake. Do not vote for communal parties. This is verbatim. I was
Believe.
personal witness to this. So basically, there is a fear psychosis that was spread across. And then the priest also told this. When he started the announcement, he said, this is an appeal that has come from Manipur to all the churches in India, which means it is not just our church. all the churches in India, which is similar statement and appeal was made in all the churches. This is how the Manipur statement, Manipur incident was brought prior to the elections. Second thing is this, I'm sure, and I will definitely send that letter to you. There is a letter that was circulated post the elections, which rejoices about how the communal party in Karnataka was defeated lock, stock, and barrel. I'll forward this to you. Kindly ensure that this is posted on your video
We'll try
on
it.
this
We'll
channel,
share it. Yes.
because this is a priest, a Catholic priest, a person who is an activist. First of all, that itself is a taboo. Christians cannot be activists, especially the priestly class. The priestly class have a responsibility, because they are supposed to emulate Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ was not a political activist, right? But this priest, who's a political activist, has sent a letter which is circulated among all the Christian communities. It talks about how the whole Christian community planned and executed, and this was planned in much in advance. It was not yesterday and today. It was planned much in advance. The whole civil society was mobilized, and how they shipped all the Catholic priests, religious people from all over the country to Bangalore, to Karnataka, to ensure that they vote for this political party, vote against the political party.
So when it comes to BJP, all the denominations of the Christian church come together, right? Whether it is Protestants, whether it is
Yes.
Catholics, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But you see, that will never happen with the Hindus. Hindus never vote as one community. They're absolutely divided, right? You don't find them voting. You'll find them voting as, like in Karnataka also. Everybody said how divided Vokalinga, and Lingayats.
Lingayats.
So how sad is that the Hindu electorate is so divided, so riven, but the Christians, and that is true even of the Muslims, right? You don't find them voting as
En masse. En
Ahmadiyas
masse.
or Sufi, as Sunnis or Shia. They vote as Muslims.
Correct.
Uh,
Including you forgot, including the Pasmandas.
Pasmandas, exactly.
Including this is the direct message to Prime Minister Modi.
Because of this. So what do you think of this outreach program that he started recently, right? Which was one of his part of their recent sort of effort to reach out to the minorities, where I think this was a couple of months ago, right? He made a sort of a speech where he encouraged the karyakartas to reach out to the minorities. What do you think it is having any effect whatsoever on the let's say at least the Christian community? Do they buy it?
See, first of all, I think this, I mean, all what we discuss, I hope the central leadership and the state leadership listen. This is because, let me make it very clear to Prime Minister Modi, downwards, everybody in the leadership, none of the Christians, none of the Muslims will vote for the BJP.
There you go.
You like it or don't like it. You saw it point blank in Karnataka. As far as mobilization is concerned, nothing will happen. Whatever you do to the community, we will use it. We will use it. We will enjoy it. We will flourish, and we'll ensure that we use the same facilities to bring you down. We'll ensure that I'm not joking, because I know how many people, how many minorities use what kind of facilities which the Prime Minister has given.
Can you
We will use it.
give us examples, please, if you can?
There are, I mean, I remember, no, I don't think so I should give, because I remember our Mr. Anand Ranganathan had made an amazing list of facilities what the minorities have used, and I'll also share that link with you.
Right.
Kindly share that, so that let the people see. See the maximum number of facilities that are being used, whatever it is used by the minorities, which was given by the BJP. But the minorities will never vote for the BJP. This, I think, it should be loud and clear. Whatever you do the reach outs. Please do not try and reform certain religions which are not part of this country.
Correct.
Do not reform, because it's a deep ingrained. You cannot, you could not, you should not also. Okay, because how to handle them is not by, see it, you'd want everyone to be equal and be together. It's like this: you're trying to put one wolf with 100 lamb and saying that, okay, everybody live peacefully, what will happen? Every day the wolf will eat one lamb. You need to understand that see, because Abrahamic religion is predatory in nature.
Predatory, exactly.
Predatory in nature. It will ensure that what will be the most happiest thing to be done is that when Prime Minister Modi becomes a Christian or a Muslim.
Of course.
Yeah,
Then
we are waiting. All our Christians will accept Prime Minister Modi. Will forgive him for all the so-called crimes
sins.
that he have done, and we'll declare him as a saint also if he becomes a Christian.
Christian.
I would personally make an appeal to the Pope to ensure that Prime Minister Modi is declared a saint, and a church also is built on his name, provided he converts, baptizes, and gets converted. Unless that time happens, none of us will accept him
Accept.
as even the Prime Minister. I'm sure many of you know, many of them made statements saying that they don't even accept him as a Prime
Of
Minister.
course. Of course.
Right, because they have debunked saying that he's not even our Prime Minister. So many statements have come on social media. People have made it such a sad situation. A person who is talking about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, this is the treatment what is given. So now it's a wake up time. I humbly request the BJP to wake up, or else you will get the same treatment what happened in 2004.
Jerome ji, what is the reason? So, is that the only reason that he is so hated? The fact that he's a Hindu? Because I've had arguments with Christian friends, um, and they're very confused because they don't seem to have a solid reason. I can understand. I don't understand, but at least there's some justification when Muslims say that they don't like Modi because they'll say 2002 riots. Okay, so they have some excuse. What reason do Christians give for their hatred of this man or of BJP?
I have asked this question time and again to a lot of people. They don't know. They don't know. They talk about Gujarat riots.
Correct.
I said, fine. What happened in Gujarat riots?
Correct.
What happened? They only know one part of the story. The other, no, they don't know what triggered the whole
Yes,
incident.
they don't.
They don't know about it.
Yeah.
They don't know about it, and they speak about churches being destroyed.
Vandalized. Yes.
Graham Staines killed.
Correct.
Graham Staines killed. 30 years old story.
Story.
See,
And
they will forgive anything. They will
Jerome ji,
forgive
even
anything now.
Stan, sorry to interrupt, but Stan Swami incident is also often cited.
Yeah, Stan Swami is also cited, not knowing the fact that Stan Swami was not even jailed. He was in a hospital of his choice. He was taken care by the nuns and the nurses in the hospital. Okay, he was not in jail when he passed away. But then the narrative and the whole story that has been painted black is the BJP put him to death. The BJP was responsible for his death. And people can see the reason is this, Pujita ji, and I want everyone to understand is this. The Catholic priest or the church leader, whatever he says is Vedavakya, which means that you will follow it blindly. You will not ask any questions. You will not ask any questions. And all these people who they spin a story and then they put it on a sermon because everybody comes on a Sunday. They ensure that all this is fed to the people, and dirty what do you call that? Dirty minds are created among the people. Dirty thoughts are created, and then there's a lot of brainwashing that happens.
So is this the modus operandi? Like the coming back to the subject of how the church uses this kind of political activism. The priests, for example, you just said that the priest is not supposed to be involved. The Christian priest, is not. It shouldn't be involved in this kind of activism or this kind of religious. Canvassing, etc.
Correct. Correct.
So but they do it and they are doing it. So in what kind of deceptive ways could you give us an example of how they do it, how they brainwash people or indoctrinate people? Apart from preaching, is there any other way that they, of course, Sunday church is one way because that's when, and the same thing happens even with the Muslims when they go to the mosques. There's this mullah who is constantly preaching. Unfortunately, in the temples, first of all, we don't have regular people go to temples if they go at all. There is no particular day on which we're supposed to go. And the priest is only like, he's only a conduit. He priest will never ever, pandit will never talk about religion, politics, right? His job is only to do priestly duties. So the Hindus don't have this mechanism.
Correct, correct, absolutely.
So what are the other ways in which the Christian church mobilizes opinion?
See, first of all, especially the Hindus need to understand how the church works and how the whole Christian community works. Right from birth till death, it is in the control of the church. Every person who is a Christian is in direct control of the church. When it is birth, baptism, until the child is baptized,
Hmm.
the child cannot go to heaven.
Hmm.
Okay, I want everyone to know that. Until the child is baptized, the child is not part of Christian community, part of the church, which means that for any reason, if the child dies, the child will go to hell, not to heaven. Because until the child is baptized, the child does not become Christian. And there's a document that is given, there's a family record which every church maintains. So every time there is a new ceremony that needs to happen, there are 7 sacraments in the Catholic Church which every Christian needs to go through: marriage, all the stuff, no, till death. Everything is documented, and everything, including how much money have you paid to the church. You're supposed to pay every month a subscription to the church. All these are documented, and the church will threaten you, saying that if you don't pay the money, I will not give you a graveyard. That is a I
Oh.
will not give you a graveyard. And for example, if somebody passes away, and if the first thing the church would ask is, please get your subscription book, your family book. Your family book, the person's name needs to be there. And second thing is, the most important they will check is, have you paid all the money correctly, month on month? If you have not paid, you will not get permission to bury the dead in the cemetery until the person, and then
Interesting.
the person goes helter skelter, scavenges here and there, ensure the money is paid, and then only they get permission to bury the dead. This is the kind of control mechanism that is there in the church. So, given that as a preface, given that as a context, and this is that as a what do you call that,
Some kind
as a
of hold,
substance,
hold that they have.
hold
Yeah.
hold why would not anyone listen to what the priest or the church leader says?
Mm.
Blindly they have to say, because I always say that Christianity is a perfect recipe for slavery, because there's complete control, what to do, what not to do, when not to do. So, given that as a premise, people would just do whatever has been asked, including whom to marry, whom not to marry,
Mm.
okay, and when to send the child, which school to send the child. All those things is complete control. So there is a complete emotional hold on every member of the church, of the Christian community. So a veiled
Mm.
communication is enough for the electoral votes to change, and then the results can happen. In the context of Karnataka, the church played a very strong role. It interlocked, and it worked with several organizations in mobilizing and ensuring that the BJP is out of power. We are talking about caste politics. All this, so all these activities were all conjoined and worked together in unison to ensure that the BJP gets a loss in the state. On the same breath, I would also want to say that the BJP also made a big mistake by changing some plans on the election front in the last 4 or 5 years, because first of all, there was no development activities in Karnataka. Karnataka was, I would say, even if the Congress was there, probably they would have done the same thing. So there was nothing different from what the BJP would have done or what the Congress would have done. Given that as a situation, the electorate did not have a choice but to get them out. This was more of a dissatisfaction against the BJP.
Right.
It is not that they like the Congress,
Mm.
but definitely it was. I would say it was
Maybe
mostly voting the BJP.
they expected something to happen, or maybe they had some expectations that that BJP would do in terms of, let's say, development or whatever.
No, no, Pujitaji, let's leave it. Let's leave
Okay,
it. We'll not even talk about development. Let's talk.
mhm,
See, development is part of nation building. We
correct,
don't have a choice. We have to keep moving.
correct,
Infrastructure will happen, economy will go, all this will happen.
right.
But that does not give you voting.
Mm,
What do you call that? That does not get you votes.
mm,
Okay, that does not get you votes. What would get you votes is what? How did you touch the voter? Currently, I was looking at the manifesto of 2000, the prior BJP, when the BJP came, before the BJP came to power. I was looking at the manifesto. What is their manifesto? The previous manifesto. Let me put it in front of all the audience and you also. They told very clearly in the manifesto, they had told very clearly, I'm just taking one part of it, which is a binary question answer, right? Which say yes or no.
mm,
They said they will release the temples, they will
yes,
ensure the temples become free,
free.
right? Did they do it? They didn't do it. Simple. I would go a simple question, because a Hindu expects this.
Yes,
This is the only nation the Hindus have, and
correct.
at least that, if they could have done, accomplished, then they could have at least gone back to the voter and said, look, I promised this, I
I've
promised 10,
delivered.
I did one. I did one.
Yes.
They didn't even deliver it, and they were in power.
Mm,
Okay, so basically the voter were fed up with the BJP and disoriented with the BJP, and also the ground. More important is the ground level. See, BJP is a cadre-driven political party, and a lot of people work free. A lot of people work free for the political party, and this time, many of them did not work on the ground level. I didn't find the flavor that was usually there. Basically it was said, it was let loose, you know. So there was no momentum at all, and if ever we saw any momentum, so I did communicate to a lot of people on a one-on-one basis for the in at least 2 months prior to the election. My speculation was this: BJP would get 60 seats
oh,
plus 20 seats because of Prime Minister Modi being multiple visits. Okay, so if there is any spark that happened, it would be only
only
because of
because of,
Prime Minister Modi's thing.
right.
But even that fell flat because
That
they only
didn't
got
work.
65, 60. But then when I told 60 seats, people said not possible at all. The ground report is different. It is not one. I spoken individually to one-on-one many people, many leaders, senior leaders. They just rubbish the whole thing. So which means that they were completely disconnected. And second thing is they were overconfident. And the only USP what the BJP has now is only one person, that is Prime Minister Modi.
Exactly.
The only person who's slogging it out.
Yes, yes, very true. Did it also have, now that I'm reflecting on it, did it also have anything to do with the fact that, the state BJP leaders didn't do much when, those cases happened where that hacking of that boy, I forget his name, post Nupur Sharma case.
Correct. Yes, yes.
So there were such cases where incidents where nothing really was, no action was taken.
See, see, politics is different. Politics is different from activism.
Hmm.
Politics, there's a lot of, you need to actually showcase your activity, you need to actually exhibit it.
Hmm.
Whenever all these killings happened, it was a limp treatment was given.
Exactly.
And also, what actually agitated the average Hindu voter is this: is the BJP has become suddenly secular, the new Congress.
Yes.
The BJP suddenly become the new
New
Congress
Congress.
because the voters are the Hindus, but all the facilities and biradari and brotherhood is showed among the non-Hindus. Basically, the Hindus have got stepmotherly treatment, and that has been exhibited time and again. Time and again, it's been exhibited. See, so I could see it in many people's faces. I've been all my discussions with so many of the youngsters and people who are part of the BJP is expressed. In fact, the best people who can give you information about politics and what towards which side the election is moving is one is the
Okay.
scavengers. Second thing is the auto drivers, auto rickshaw drivers,
Mm.
and third thing is the tradesmen,
Oh,
the local
interesting.
tradesmen.
Okay.
These three people are the ones who give you information, correct information. You know why? Because they are the core voters.
Mm.
An average 55 to 60% is normal voting percentage, right, across all the states. This time, I think there was an aberration which may touch 70% in Karnataka, but otherwise, almost 50 55%.
Mm.
And an average voter is coming from this strata of the society, and they would actually tell they were very disappointed. So when I asked these leaders who were speculating that Karnataka would be a landslide victory, I asked them what would happen, why they said one would be that all the Muslim women will vote for them because they removed triple talaq.
Mm.
Okay, they fell flat on it because it was not even 2% which voted. Second thing, what they say is this: we built a lot of infrastructure and our economy is doing good. The average person says, "I don't care, man. I don't care about it."
Mm.
The other thing what I saw was this: UPI has done a lot of help for the traders.
Mm.
No, definitely not. It has become an option only.
Mm.
Okay, it is not a boon for them. That it has not a defining moment for them. Because of these things, they have to vote for the BJP. I'm sure the BJP is fallen flat on its own speculations.
Right, because voting in India is an emotional issue. Like you said, people don't vote for, like you said, development will anyway happen. Things, infrastructure, and all these things will have to happen because you have processes in place, and those will happen as the process of governance goes on. So in India, it is mostly about these emotional core issues, right? And the average Hindu feels like he or she has been betrayed because those core issues have not been addressed, especially the issue of temples, the freeing of the
Correct.
temple.
Yes.
In the
Correct.
south, this is a very touchy subject.
It is. It is. It is. No? And they are not been able to capitalize on it. No.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Correct.
and I do not know why the BJP has become the new Congress. I'm really shocked. I do not know why this has happened,
Yes.
why this is happening, because they're digging their own grave. They're digging their own grave. Believe me, at the current stature, if the BJP central leadership does not make amends for Karnataka, current the in 24, it's going to be a shocker. We have 25 seats. I assure you, less than 10 seats. I assure you, less than 10
Oh
seats,
my God.
because this is the mood of the voter. See, Prime Minister Modi is still a hero for everybody, but he is not the member of parliament, right? My member of parliament has not even showed his face for the last 15 years. In the last 15 years, he showed it only thrice a day. The time when the election comes, he comes near a house and canvasses and goes. Otherwise, he never shows his face. And this is the same with every other member of parliament. They come and say, vote for Modi, right? They have used, and so this is, see, voters also are smart. Our voters are smart. They can't be made fool every time. And your benchmark is not the Congress. The BJP needs to understand your benchmark is not the Congress, right? You need to up yourself every time, and you can't just meet expectations. You need to exceed expectations. So it works like a typical corporate expectation, right? People, you need to showcase to the people that I've done these things, and tangible ones which are affecting the core voter. If that is not done, it's going to be back to square one with probably a hung parliament, or Congress coming up with a surprise.
Oh my, please, let's not speculate on unpleasant things. But you're right, it could
No,
very
that's a
well
ground
happen.
reality. That's a ground reality.
That's a
See,
ground reality.
you like it or don't like it, you need to accept it. You
Yes.
need to accept it.
Jeromji, what is in store for Karnataka now that Congress is in power? What do you see is going to happen? Already once after the news was, I mean, the results were announced. You found WhatsApp videos coming out on WhatsApp of groups of people shouting Allahu Akbar and all kinds of things, in certain parts of Karnataka, which are dominated by a certain group of people. Um, how is it going to go down the road for Karnataka?
See, what I see is this: while The BJP may not have anything to lose, but commoners will have a lot of things to lose. What I see in the next 5 years would be that if the Congress party is there in power, because now that they have a thumping majority,
Mm.
and unless there's something which really rattles up and breaks the political party, which is very unlikely, what I see is this: it is going to have serious consequences for Karnataka as well as for the South. Currently, it has closed the BJP. For the BJP, the doors are closed for the South, in the South, because you don't have presence anywhere. You have 2 or 3 seats in other states, in Kerala or in
What,
Tamil Nadu.
what about Annamalai in Tamil Nadu? Do you think he's going to be?
See,
A lot of
Anna,
hopes are pinned on him.
correct. Annamalai is a great leader, and he was doing great. He's doing great, but then unfortunately, Karnataka is going to be a bad influence for him. You know why? Because they would have lost. See, take it from me. Had Karnataka been a strong BJP state, it would have complemented Annamalai's effort. Now the people are going to ask, "You failed in Karnataka. What are you going to show in Tamil Nadu?" And let's understand, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, and Telangana, and these states are very local regional parties,
Yes.
and they have a very strong, very, because they all believe in all these freebies and
Mm.
all this, and
Subsidies.
these are the why the freebies have thrived. See, why the freebies have thrived is because the voter class is that is the voter class. They are the ones who vote these political parties back to power,
Sure.
right? While the taxpayer may cry saying that, oh, my tax money is being used, but end of the day he may even not come to vote on that
Correct.
particular day,
Correct.
right? So as far as Karnataka is concerned, I can very well say that it is going to be a defining moment for Karnataka, because the demography will change in many places where the BJP will not be able to get any seats there. For example, I can clearly give many constituencies in Karnataka where the BJP cannot even venture into it, because the demography would change. A certain community would occupy that place, and that will be a strong voter base. Because of the strong voter base, it will only make easier for the Congress or other political parties to win. For the BJP, it's a closed door. Many speculators and many pundits would say that, okay, after 5 years the BJP will come to power. Please, history need not repeat itself. History can be made, right? So, and this, it's not worth taking the risk. I would say that this is the BJP's biggest failure of mishandling Karnataka. I mean, there's a complete discord and disconnect of the leadership and the members. It's a golden opportunity that has been lost.
Well, I think a lot of people will also say what happened in West Bengal a few about year and a half. I think was it 2 years, year and a half ago, right? That was
Correct.
also a
Yes.
pretty that a lot of people spoke out critically about the way BJP handled things there, and that was shameful because people lost their lives.
Absolutely, yeah,
BJP
and
carried out.
absolutely, yeah. See,
Yeah.
see, there was no sympathy. Forget about, there's no sympathy or empathy, I would say, when people lost lives, right? The best, when you are supposed to, you are morally responsible to come and meet the families. I
Yes.
mean, you need to ensure that you help them. For example, one of the persons who was killed by the PFI leader, his wife lost the job, whatever she's got, is
Mm.
what I remember seeing it.
Yes.
What has the BJP done about it? See, they are completely disconnected. They have used the voters, the Hindu voters, but they have not done anything to what do you call that? Give any more kind
Protect.
of moral support.
Yes.
No moral
Protect
support.
or yes. Yes. Very true.
Yeah. To say that we are there with you,
Mm.
there's nothing. There's no exhibition. You might have done it, but it's not exhibited because it has to build confidence among a lot of people, among the
You're
people.
right. Even if they have, even if let's say they have, then they should talk about it. People should know, like you said,
Correct.
a building of confidence is very important because what we
Important.
know is that they were left, in the
Correct.
lurch.
Correct.
So I think a lot of soul searching has to happen within the BJP, and now with the violence in Manipur and all of that happening, How does the Christian community perceive what's happening in Manipur, Jerome ji? What is because I've been reading articles, and it's such especially if you read, for example, I was reading this something called the humanrightswatch.org, which is a US based organization, and such a skewed presentation of what is happening in Manipur, presenting it as though the majority Hindu Meitei community is attacking the minority Kuki Christian community. That's how it's being played out. How does the what is being said of this violence within the church community?
Um, when within I think within couple of hours of this violence erupting in Manipur, all of us got messages circulated among the Christian community
Wow.
saying that churches are being attacked, Christians have been attacked.
Mm.
See, this is only the story that is being circulated, and we believe in it. We believe in it because it comes from a lot of credible sources.
Hmm.
When I said credible sources, it could be some people in the society who have influence, and they say that look, see, it's a very smartly put story, right? It says, please pray for people, Christians in Manipur.
Yeah.
I mean, how well
Beautifully
you get
worded.
hold, right, very smartly. See, that's something what we all have to learn.
Yes,
You will not
absolutely.
I mean, nothing said please pray for
Pray.
Christians and churches are being destroyed,
Yes.
please contribute a little. On a particular Sunday they'll say, okay, let's all contribute because all our brethren are suffering there, are being killed, are massacred. And who's massacring them? The Hindus. And who?
Hindu
Hindu,
majority.
Hindu majority. And which is the government? The BJP is
BJP.
in power. Okay, so imagine the
Unbelievable.
impact is going to happen, and that impact is going and that's an investment for the next 3 generations, I would say.
True, true.
Why I'm saying this is today people still don't know what happened to Graham Staines.
Yes.
30 25
But they
25 30
still,
years.
but they still name
Yeah,
him.
25 to 30 years from now, even today,
Yes.
people talk about Graham
Damn
Staines.
stains.
Why is India most dangerous place for Christians to live? Because Graham Staines was killed,
Killed. No, burnt alive.
burnt alive. And when was this happened? It didn't happen yesterday. But still, everybody will talk about the same. Graham Staines was killed. What a devastating situation. So, as I told you, Manipur is going to live for the next 3 generations.
True.
People are going to quote it
Like the
without,
Godhra riots, right? That's also next
yeah,
2002. We're
correct.
still talking about it today.
Yeah, without even knowing
Hmm.
the depth of the whole case, understanding between both the different tribals, what are the kind of rights that
Dynamics.
each of each
Yes.
each of these tribes had, how one community had one set of tribes had overpowering rights against the other tribal community.
Exactly.
Both the tribal communities are indigenous people of Manipur,
Hmm.
and there was division that was done, and all those people who are tribals were converted to Christianity. See, see, I would say that, in fact, I would say, if I have to connect the dots, I would say that the Manipur incident was a well planned ploy to ensure that it is too much of a coincidence that it happened just before the Karnataka elections.
Karnataka elections.
Elections, right? For example, if you look at it, it was more from the judiciary point of view, right?
Hmm.
There is judiciary. The people had reached out to the judiciary. So how is a political party to be blamed,
Exactly.
right?
The
Nobody asked
vote
these
was
questions.
exactly, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so nobody asks these questions because you know what? We don't ask these questions. We only believe because that's what we are supposed to be. As Christians, we only believe.
Believe.
We don't
No
we don't
question.
question. No questions asked because the moment you ask question, then the
You're
Satan is
taken.
working on
Satan.
us.
Satan.
Satan is working on us.
Uh, so, Jerome ji, thank you so much for giving us your time. And I know we will keep having these talks because it is important to have these conversations for people, because what you say has a lot of value because you come from the community. You're not somebody who has disavowed the faith. You're still a practicing Christian, you believe in Christianity, but you make these powerful statements as a Sanatani Christian. So I think this is a very, very important conversation, and it should happen time and again. And Let us hope that even if there are a few Christians who are watching, who are sitting on the fence, who don't know this way, that way, at least those people are influenced, and then the word will spread from there. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that things will change.
I don't think so. You should hope.
I shouldn't.
You
Okay.
shouldn't hope. See, it's time. It's time that you guard the flock. The Hindus, Sanatanis need to understand. Instead of in trying to influence the Abrahamics,
That's not going to happen.
guard your flock. Please guard your flock. Take care of your flock,
Mm.
because you know what? There's no point running behind Gharwapsi, and there's no point that other people will do.
Mm.
There are things which will happen naturally.
Mm.
Currently, the biggest thing is this: guard your flock,
God.
strengthen your flock, strengthen the community, okay, and enlighten them. Practice at home. I mean, talk
Yes.
about Sanatan
Yes.
Dharma, talk
Yes.
about the religious texts,
That.
talk about the
Yes.
practices. You know, it's
Yes.
important because you know why? In it's so important now that families need to be enlightened. You can protect your child and everybody only when you do it at home. Otherwise, there's no point. You see, Prime Minister Modi has done so much for the minorities, but you see the kind of thankless response that has come. So
True.
I only hope the BJP wakes up here.
Wakes up.
I really hope it wakes up here, and not to spoil, not to waste its resources, and not to lose its voters also.
Absolutely, the water base, which has, brought it to victory and brought it to its position that it is in today. Absolutely, Jerome ji. I think from what you say, one thing that absolutely struck me was guard your flock. If there's any leaf that we should take from the Christian book, it is that guard your flock,
Absolutely.
because that is the need of the hour. And Hindus should start practicing Hinduism. You can't just say Hindu because you're a Hindu name, you know, or you because you come from a family of Brahmins. Or I mean, I know many Brahmins who do not practice a single precept of Brahmanism, but they claim they're Brahmins. So it's very sad. I think it's about time that we started guarding our flock. um, so
Absolutely.
thank you so
Absolutely.
much, Jerome ji, for your time, and we'll keep having these conversations time and again.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank you so much.
to those who are watching, we do hope that you've had we've given you some food for thought. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel, come back for more content, share our content, and yes, keep watching Chitti. Namaste and Shubhratri.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.